Hello, everybody. Let's check if you can hear and see me well. Hello, hello. Just a second, I'm going to join from my other account so that I can see that everything is fine. Good. Perfect. How are you today? I haven't seen you for more than a week, right? Feels like a long time. Yeah, so how are you? While you're answering, I already see the question, what is this? So this is a live stream that you have joined. Today we're going to discuss the second conditional. And we usually have these live lessons on Tuesdays and Saturdays, on every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Budapest time, and then every Saturday 9 a.m. Also Budapest time. Okay. Yeah, so if you are ready to learn English, you're more than welcome. Happy to see you all. Okay. Yeah. So let's give it one more minute and we are ready to start. How are you? Watching from Uzbekistan. Hello, Uzbekistan. I actually have never been there, but there was a chance like a year and a half ago. We could go to Uzbekistan, but it didn't work out. So, all right. From Georgia. Hello. I've been to Georgia 2 times. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to visit the beautiful nature. I think I was crying when we were leaving because I really loved Tbilisi. Such an amazing city. Oh my God, so beautiful and delicious. And so delicious. Yeah, Germany. Hello, Germany. Unfortunately, in Germany, I've been only to Berlin, also so many places to see. Yeah, and from Syria, I've never been to Syria. Egypt, Colombia, oh wow. Wow. Morocco. Good. All right. I think that we are all ready to start. We are all ready to start. And so today we are talking about the second condition. Sorry, I'm still reading the comments and already starting the lesson. But I'm so amazed that we have all gathered here. And we are all from different countries, from different cities, from all around the world. This is amazing. It feels unbelievable. Yeah, really grateful to have this opportunity to meet all of you coming from so many different places. That's so cool. Yeah. Um, so let's start. Now I'm not going to read the comments because otherwise I get super distracted. I'm easily distracted. I'm one of those people, yeah, who cannot focus on their attention. And if I am focused on one thing, then That's it. I'm not seeing anything else. So far, I'm going to stop sometimes after a piece of information and I will ask you some questions if everything is clear, or maybe I would need to explain something again. It's fine. But so far, moving on to our mirror board and to the second conditional. So you already can see this meme, or maybe it's even not a meme because it's not that funny, but anyways, you can see the example. If I had money, I would spend it, which is true. Not a good saver here. You cannot save up money. So if I had money, I would spend it. This is a very nice example of the second conditional, and I like that this picture divides this sentence into two parts, because every conditional, not only the second one, every conditional has two parts. And this is very important to remember, because once you remember this general structure, everything will just fall down into its own pieces, like, you will complete the puzzle. Right, so here are two parts. One part is an if part. We would call it a clause here, because usually parts of the sentences are called clauses. So we have an if clause and the main clause. So if we look at an if clause, all if clauses in all conditionals, they all give us situations. If I had money, this is a situation in which something happens to me. The thing is that these situations, they can be different. And they are different depending on what conditional we are using. In this case, since this is the second conditional, this situation is imaginary. So if clause of the second conditional shows an imaginary situation, because this man doesn't have money. That's why he imagines, well, if I had money. And now we are moving on to the second part of this sentence, to the second clause, which is a main clause. Yeah, so here was an if clause, and now we are moving on to the main clause. The main clause. The main clause usually shows the result of this situation. And of course, since the situation is imaginary, the result is also imaginary. Yes, so the main clause shows, a typo, shows an imaginary result. Shows an imaginary result. So basically, if we look at the second conditional and we see that one clause shows an imaginary situation, another clause, shows again an imaginary result, the whole thing we mainly use, we will discuss some other functions of the second conditional, but we mainly use it to talk about imaginary things, things that are not real, I wrote it actually here. So we use the second conditional to talk about situations that are unlikely to happen and their imagined results. Imagined results. Yeah. Now, we have discussed the function of the second conditional. Is this clear? Let me know. Yeah, you can like just give me thumbs up, just write yes, that this is clear, and we will move on. Clear. Good. Perfectly clear. Of course it's clear. Great, great. Amazing. Now let's discuss how we create this second condition, how we make it, right? So if we look at an if clause, let's have a look. If I had money, what do we use after if? What do we use after if? If plus not a noun, because I see why you want to put a noun there. So, all right, then let's make it like a full formula. Yeah, after if, we usually have a subject. This subject is usually a noun, yeah, or a pronoun. So I would just write s. I will just write s for a subject, but just remember that it is past tense. Yes. So after if, we have a subject and then a verb in the past tense. So I will just write past. Past simple, but we can also use past continuous. I will give you an example a little bit later after we will have talked about the whole second conditional, but yeah, we can use either past simple or past continuous. And let's move on to the main clause. What do we use there? So again, if we follow the formula, we start with the subject, of course, because an English sentence unfortunately cannot exist as, for example, in Spanish. Yeah, in Spanish we can skip pronouns because the form of the verb shows who we are talking about, yeah, or who is talking. But in the English language, we cannot do so. We always need a subject and a verb. So what do we use in the main clause? This is a subject plus would. Yeah, and after would, we need. After would, what do we put? Yes, verb infinitive. Yes, an infinitive without to. Infinitive without to. Yeah, or it's base form without to. Yes. Of course, instead of would, because would is more, would shows more confidence, we can use might. Would or might. Could, yes, we can also use could. When we talk about some ability, yeah, some ability, the meaning will slightly change, but still would, could, and might. Yeah, it's just would and might. They help us to express an unreal future situation. It's just would is more confident, might is less confident. But could also has this meaning of ability, like if I can do it, yeah, if I'm able to do something. Yeah, perfect. Now, I promised you an example with past continuous. Yeah, so an example with past continuous. For example, just a second, I will write it here on my sticky note. That. All right. So, an example with past continuous. If it wasn't raining, we would have lunch outside. If it wasn't raining, we would have lunch outside. But it is raining, and so we don't have our lunch outside. Yeah, we just, with present continuous, as usual, we show that the action is long, and we just want to emphasize that. Yeah. And that's it. So basically, yeah, you can use past simple or past continuous. Continuous if you want to show that this is a long action. But the second part, the main part, doesn't change. Yeah, it doesn't change. All right, so these are affirmative sentences or positive sentences, or we can call them statements. Yes, so affirmative, positive sentences or statements. What about a negative sentence? How do we make it? Yes, yes. We simply, that's correct, we simply add not, and we, to be honest, we can add not to any part. We can add not to if clause or the main clause. It doesn't matter. Yeah, if I had money, I wouldn't buy a car. Perfect example, I will just take it. Sorry for copying. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, so if I had money, I would not or wouldn't yeah, I wouldn't buy a car. Yes, yes. Yeah. Actually, we can make the first part, I mean the if clause, we can make it negative too. It's just the meaning will change. So depending on what you want to say, you can make this or that part negative. Let's, by the way, make the first part negative. If I if I didn't have money. And can you continue? Can you finish the sentence with your own ideas? If I didn't have money. If I didn't have money, I would be sad. Yeah. I would borrow it, okay. Yeah, that's right. Let me write all your ideas. I would borrow it. Yeah. I wouldn't travel a lot. Yeah. I wouldn't travel a lot. Good. I would I would work. Yeah, I would work hard. Work hard. I would be happy in other way. That's great. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. I would spend more time at home. Yeah. I might not be able to do it. Okay. Not quite clear. I read the continuation, but I'm not quite sure that we can put it here. If I didn't have money, I might not be able to do... to do something. Okay, some activity. All right. Figured it out. Okay. Great. Now that was the negative sentence. Yeah, how we make it negative. How do we make a question? How do we make a question? I wouldn't purchase a car if I didn't have money. Yeah. But now moving on to the question. Yeah, to the question. Here it's not really difficult, but the only thing that we have to remember is that in this case, yeah, we need to start the sentence, our sentence with would. Yeah. We need to start only the main clause in every conditional. It's not only about the second conditional, in every conditional, only the main clause. Let's even write it. Only, I think I should better write a main clause. A main clause. Only a main clause can make a question. We cannot use an if clause. Only a main clause can make a question. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and we start a sentence with would. Yeah. For example, would I buy a car if I had money? Would I buy a car if I had money? Okay, yeah. Would I spend all my money if I had it? Yeah. What would you do if you had money? Perfect. If I had it. When I started studying at the university, and I would get my scholarship, and I spent all my money, all the money that I got from the university every month. I mean, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. Nowadays, I think it's like they would give me $30 a month, and I would spend it all. Would I buy some books if I had money? Oh, I definitely would, because I have electronic book. I cannot read it. I need a real paper book. Wouldn't it be nice if you had money? Yes. Would I plan my holidays if I hadn't money? You still should, dream big. I plan my holidays every day. Yeah, very nice examples. Thank you for that. Perfect. Great. Now, the next point that we are going to discuss is the following. Sorry, I think I'm moving on I forgot about one thing. So, when you can actually... Once again, too many thoughts. So, we have two clauses, and in my example starts with an if clause, but actually in real life, of course, you can use them, you can change the places of these clauses. You can start either with the main clause or with an if clause. There is no difference, especially in speaking. But when it comes to writing, and especially if you are to take any exams soon, this is very important information for you, because if you use it in your essay or in, maybe some letter that you would have to write, like in IELTS, right? If you put a main clause first, you don't need a comma. Let me show you. Yeah, so if we start with an if clause, yeah, if I had money, then I put a comma, and then I continue. I would spend it. But now let me zoom it and let me check that everything is okay and you can see it. But if I start my sentence with I would spend, instead of it, I will put my money, because then the meaning kind of disappears. Yeah, we need to put this part there. I would spend my money if I had it. You see, there is no comma. So if you start any conditional with an if clause, you need a comma. If you started with a main clause, you don't need a comma. I would spend my money if I had it. Yeah. Now, this part is very interesting. Because in the comments we would sometimes discuss it with you, by the way. Yeah. What is correct? Which one is correct? If I were, or if I was. Which one is correct? Let me know. Both. If I were. It depends. Was. If I was. Was, were. Right, this is a tricky question. Because for a very, very long time, the only correct form was if I were. It comes from the Middle English, and yeah, so it comes from there. But nowadays, since the language is changing, both forms are correct. You can say if I were or if I was. Again, the only thing is about writing and about exams. If you take an exam in English, if you do some writing in English, the only correct way is to say if I were. There is no other. But in real life and spoken English, when you talk to your friends, when you talk to your family, and in English, you may use if I was. So no matter how you say it, you may say if a very simple example, if I were a president, I would, or if I was a president. Nowadays, in spoken English, it doesn't matter. If I was a president, I would. Yeah, or I could, by the way. Yeah, if I were or if I was. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the comments. If I were, only in the case that is not possible. So, yeah. I hope this is clear. Yeah. So we will move on to practice. Now we are going to practice. Just a second, I will find the exercise. Yeah. Yes. And we are going to practice. I hope that you can see it well. So, the practice is the following. Now, I want you... oh my god, I forgot. So, there are 5 or 6 sentences. And your task is to fill in the gaps. At the end of each... at the end of each sentence, you can see the verbs that you have to use in the gaps. So let's look at the first one and fill in the gaps with the correct form. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. We have the first option. If I didn't eat this every day, I would get really fat. Yeah, for example, if I didn't eat vegetables, yeah, every day, I would get really fat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I ate less, if I ate, then we would have to change the first part, so I will change it. If I ate less every day, I wouldn't get really fat. Mm-hmm. Well, if you leave it as if I eat this every day, I will get really fat. That is the first conditional. Mm-hmm. If you leave it as if I eat this every day, I get really fat, then this is like a rule. For example, if you eat a lot of pastries, you get really fat. So this is like a rule for you. That means this is the zero conditional. That's a different conditional. Again, I get really fat if I eat this. Again, this is the zero conditional. If we open the brackets in the second conditional, um, in the second conditional, in the if clause, we need past simple. So if I ate this every day, and in the main clause, we need would plus an infinitive without to. I would get really fat. I would get really fat. Remember that we are discussing the second conditional, so you need to open the brackets in the second conditional. If I had... So remember the rules of the second conditional. Basically, yeah, you can actually say, like, I saw people opening the brackets in the first conditional or in the zero conditional. Just function changes. The function changes and the meaning changes a little bit. Right? So, and we are in an imaginary state. We are imagining this. All right, moving on to the second sentence. Moving on to the second sentence. Yes, I would appreciate if you could. I know it might be, yeah, I would appreciate if you could work late tonight. Perfect, perfect. I would appreciate. Oi, I forgot to write appreciate. Appreciate. If you could work tonight. After if in the second conditional, we use past simple past form, and past form of the verb can is could. I could work. Sorry, if you could work. Yeah. Or, by the way, I would appreciate if you couldn't work tonight. I would say that not couldn't, but didn't. If you didn't work tonight, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Now the third one. That's a question. I guess I have forgotten to put a question mark. Let me change it. Tack, tack. And lock it. Okay. What would you do if he had spent? This is already the third or even mixed conditionals. Yeah. If he. What would you do is correct. Yes. What would you do? Yeah. What would you do if he. I see kind of a correct answer, because what would you do if he, what is the second form of the verb spend? Oh yeah. What would you do? After if we don't use would, that's why no. What would you do if he spent? Yes, spent all the money. If he spent all the money. When we make a question using second conditional, only a main clause changes the word order. Yeah, what would? So we basically change the subject and the verb. They change their places, and would becomes first. So what would you do? But then an if clause, it doesn't change at all. Like it stays the same. If he spent all the money. We can even put an if clause to the beginning, start a sentence with it, like if he spent all the money, what would you do? Yeah, just remember that after if in the second conditional, we always use past simple. Past continuous, yeah, as we have discussed. Okay, sentence 4. You could save, yes, you could save time if you worked from home. Yes, you could save time if you worked from home. We need could because this is still an imaginary situation. Yeah, worked. Sorry, of course, could in an imaginary result. Yeah, the situation if you worked from home. This is an imaginary situation and you could save time. Yes, yes. Yes, perfect. Yeah. I love working from home because I don't spend time on commuting. Yeah. I don't need to use the public transport. Yeah, I save a lot of time. And the last question. Oh, sorry, sentence, of course. I will give you a little hint because one part in sentence 5 is negative. Yeah, one part in sentence 5 is negative. While you're answering, don't like working from home. Oh, okay. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, it's not for all people. But I understood even before pandemic that I wanted to work from home. Is it free? Yes, it's a free class. Every Tuesday and Saturday. Like if you went, yes, if you went to bed earlier, you wouldn't be so tired. Oh, yeah, if you went to bed earlier, you wouldn't be so tired. Yeah, or if you didn't go to bed earlier, you would be tired. Yes, yeah. So both ways work. Yeah, if you didn't go, you would be, but you went. Yeah. Or if you went, you wouldn't be. Great. Amazing. Amazing work. Well done. Well done. So actually that is it. This is all I wanted to tell you about the second conditional. And oh no, also while doing of course, while completing this exercise, I remembered one more thing that I promised to tell you, but I have totally forgotten. So there is one more. We are, like imagine that you're traveling back in time. We are making one step back because I want to share one more function that second conditional has. So we use the second conditional for polite requests. When we want to ask for something politely, we also use the second conditional. Yeah, when we want to when we want to ask for something politely. Yeah, so not only imaginary situations, yeah, but also when we ask for something. For example, imagine you're at the theater or at the restaurant, or maybe you are at the bus stop and there is some place on the bench and you want to sit down, and you come up to people and ask, would it be okay if I sat here? So this is for being very polite. Yeah, would it be okay if I sat here? Or in one of our sentences here, I would appreciate. I would appreciate if you could work late tonight. Imagine this is like your boss asking you very politely, I would appreciate if you could work. Or maybe even your colleague that needs help. Yeah, I would appreciate. This is also a polite request. Yeah, and when this life is over, I would be grateful if you liked this video, yeah, because it would help me, of course, and this video, this channel, this blog. So one more function. Sorry, I wanted to tell you that before, but yeah, better late than never. Better late than never. And now this is actually it. That is it. I have no more information for you. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please ask. I would listen. Yeah, the next lesson is on Saturday. Yes, so while you're writing your questions, I will talk about the lesson on Saturday that is going to be about phrasal verbs, and we are going to focus on phrasal verb put. But I have already started the preparation, and I have prepared 21 phrasal verbs, and of course some of them they have many meanings, and probably I would split it in two. So we would have we will have like 2 lessons, a phrasal on this phrasal verb, because it is very useful, and as you know, phrasal verbs are amazing. We hate them, but they are amazing. Do you have a Telegram channel? Unfortunately, no, I don't have a Telegram channel, but I have a YouTube channel, so you can go there, or yeah, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, so choose whichever platform, or you can actually join my channel on Instagram. This is called Boost Your English. Yeah. When to use could and would. So would if we talk about possibility, yeah, and could when we talk about ability. It would be possible to see all the screen. Yeah, I'm actually now also recording and live streaming to YouTube, so you can go there and see full screen. Yeah, because of course, if you use a laptop and if you go to YouTube, it is better. Yeah, it is better there. Sure. Then you would have to DM me. Could you DM? And I will send you the YouTube channel. But the YouTube channel is called English with Speaker, the same name. So you can find it now, because unfortunately, if I send the link here now in the chat, it won't work. Yeah. Thank you so much for the compliments. To remember. Yes, phrasal verbs. First of all, the comment. Yeah, it is always hard to remember so many phrasal verbs. That's true. But we still need to make this attempt, not for boasting. I think we have to learn the English language and progress in this learning, not for other people, but for yourself, so that you would understand more. You would, while watching movies, or while listening to a podcast. Yeah, thanks for your dedication. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for visiting, for joining, not visiting, of course, for joining this live stream. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I want to do practice speaking. How can I do it with you? You can DM. If you want to practice speaking, yeah, you can DM. Speaking tips and necessary vocabulary. Yes, I have. So on my YouTube channel, I have videos. There is a series of videos of lessons, how to improve your fluency skills, how to improve your speaking skills in terms of fluency, how to improve your speaking skills when you are home alone and there is no one around you, and I also give tips on vocabulary, how to work with vocabulary. English, I understand it. Yeah. When you speak English, I understand everything. For sure, I was trained to do so for many years. It is actually today understood that this is my 14th year of teaching English. This is crazy. I want to speak like you. I'm not a native speaker of English. I'm not. If you have just joined, I'm not a native speaker. I come from Russia, but I've been learning English since I remember myself, since I was 6. And I've been teaching for, as I realized today, for 14 years, which is like 50% of my life. A little bit less than 50. Is there a difference between wish and past? Yes, wish and plus past simple, wish plus past perfect. So if you use I wish, I will make an example with I wish, okay? If you use if you use I wish plus past simple, there was something about so I wish I were taller. I wish I were taller. That means that I regret about the present. I want to change the present situation, but of course I cannot do that. Yeah, I cannot become taller. If I say I wish I had bought that car, that means that I regret about the past situation. But of course, again, I cannot change it. I see, I can understand your real accent, but it's good. Yeah, I can hear some of Russian influences. Yeah, because people around me, they speak Russian. Yeah, doing my best. Uh-huh. Have you passed? Sorry, first, please record a lot of grammar videos. Okay. I have grammar videos on my YouTube channel, so you can go and watch there. Actually, by the way, about conditionals, there is like the whole series, and it's not the upcoming. This Friday there will be another video that is about tips how to study English, by the way, in 2024, and probably the next week I will upload the video about the third conditional, but I'm thinking about the timing. So, have you passed IELTS test before? No, I have never passed IELTS. But I have prepared students, and their score was 8.0 and higher. I mean, like 8.0, 8.5. Yeah, and I've been also preparing, when I lived in Vietnam, I was preparing students there for IELTS. Unfortunately, the system at that language center was that I would prepare them, but I never knew the score, because we would prepare students. There would be several teachers with one and the same groups that would prepare for different parts. So my responsibility was speaking. I was preparing for speaking. For speaking, and with some groups listening. Yeah. That's why I don't know their score, unfortunately, but I hope they all passed. So you're bilingual too. I read an article about it. I think I can call myself a bilingual because I think in English as well, and I see dreams in English. And sometimes it is easier for me to express what I think and what I want in English rather than in Russian. Yeah. So if you want to talk about if clause, I would highly recommend re-watching this live, or also as on my YouTube channel I have this series about conditionals, and there I talk about each conditional separately. Do you have a link to an English level test? I don't have a link. I just have a placement test that I can send you, and you can take it. I mean, it's just a PDF format, so I don't have it online. I have it in a PDF, which I probably should actually transfer to online. Yeah. All right. Then I'm going to wrap it up. I see that people started leaving. So I'm going to let you go and do your things, live your life. See you when I see you on Saturday. Yeah, or in the comments, or you can DM your questions and I will answer them gladly, and I will send you the link to my YouTube channel. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you soon. YouTube channel English with Speaker. Bye. DM for the link.